How can I not be? We have different dads,
Yeah.
and all that crap. Even though their dad, I know him. I knew him before they were born.
Right.
He's a buddy of mine.
He was
in school.
He's a dad of the step nature.
Nice.
So,
huge on Pornhub right now.
what? Stepdads are huge on Pornhub?
Oh yeah,
Insane, dude.
Whoa.
It's really weird.
it almost seems like propaganda.
Who's looking it up, though? The stepdads or the stepdaughters?
Hello, this just in. Things are getting weird.
Oh, that was just in. So what the heck were we talking about? That's
We
gonna
were
be
talking
my
about how
theme song.
vasectomy.
Oh,
How you
vasectomy.
have an 18-month-old and you're expecting another boy.
Which was
the
a conversation that started with us going, do you hate sleep? I hate sleep. Let's
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Yeah,
And so
I
he
know.
said, let's get another kid.
But you're going to knock it right out. That's the whole
We
thing.
will see. We will see. You mean having the kids close together?
Yeah. And then it's going to be over.
Yeah, and that's why I even thought about the vasectomy, and then also
They're reversible.
my wife is looking at it from like an age perspective too, where she's like, I could have 2 kids at this age, a couple years, it would be a little harder. So she's kind of thinking about the toll, it takes
Yeah.
on her body. And
How
all
old
that
is she
stuff.
now?
She's 34.
Yeah, that's a good time to.
Exactly.
That's a good time.
So it's kind of like about 36 is when you're in the range of the high risk pregnancy range.
Geriatric pregnancy.
Is that what they call it?
That's what they
At
call it.
36.
Pretty cold-blooded to call it that.
That's really messed up.
It's dark.
But that's what they call it, though.
Hey,
Labels.
Yeah.
Gotta use them. It's the law. Can't spell
It's a
labels
new
without law. So anyway, I like that it made you both chuckle in the same kind of way. What the heck were we talking about? That's my
doesn't even
catchphrase.
matter. Oh, no, let's go to circumcision.
Oh,
Your first son,
circumcision.
is
My son is not circumcised. I'm circumcised. Let me come out and say right now,
So,
I'm not embarrassed. To
I'm
say.
I'll
the
have
same as
a
you.
number 2 circumcised.
Oh,
What do you say?
I'm ordering a value meal.
Oh, from the window.
that's the toy.
That's weird. It's going to be really uncomfortable. You have to hold your kid out the window. And you're like, okay. You're like, supersize that? So anyway,
My son got circumcised at Wendy's.
Yeah.
circumcise that?
They dipped it in a Frosty afterward.
Oh, good God.
Delicious.
So, wait a minute. So,
your
you're
first son-
circumcised?
I'm
and your son
circumcised,
is
my
not.
son is not.
Yeah. And the second son will probably be not. Unless we get him circumcised, then they can be this weird social experiment.
Nice. Oh, you should see which one's smarter.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, you know what? I remember reading in some book that people pull off social experiments with their kids all the time, which is insane.
Yeah.
On purpose?
On purpose. I remember reading some study about some kid. I think they were literally identical twins. One was named winner, one was named loser. Why? And the whole thing was about how different they were. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why isn't this article about their dad getting punched in the face? That's stupid.
Shoot
Or-
his parent in the street.
Put
Wow.
in prison.
Well,
For winner is lame. It's very chachi to name a kid winner, but naming a kid loser is literally the meanest thing I could imagine.
well, it's interesting that you mentioned crime when you say that. So here's what happened. Ooh, winner, huge addict, right? In and out of jail a lot.
Huge.
A lot to live up to.
Yes, exactly. Loser, decorated police detective.
Wow.
Detective loser on the case.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
He goes by Lou. I
bet
have
he
no idea if
does.
that's exactly
Oh,
what
that's
happens.
exactly what he goes
But
by.
I'd go by Lou.
I bet you he's huge, and he goes, "Call me loser. Just do it."
Ooh, I
And
think
they go, "You're a loser," and then he destroys people.
that's what Arnold Schwarzenegger says before he's just like, "Call me loser.
Call me loser. Try it.
That's my name." Whatever.
Just try
This
me.
became Pablo Francisco for now. Listen to me. Listen to me now. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Did you see that movie, 3 Identical Strangers?
What is that? Really a movie?
It's a documentary about triplets, and these weren't the only triplets that this was done to, which is disturbing. And they were separated into 3 different families. They were adopted out to 3 different families by socioeconomic backgrounds. So there was one that was placed with a rich family, middle class, and poor. And then when they went to college, they found each other. And they all became best friends. But then, I'm not going to spoil it, but it gets dark.
Because they're so different from each other?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Because they're the same,
scared.
but also have differences.
Crazy ending too.
But, when they find that out, that's a lot to...
It
process.
is a lot. Have you guys ever found siblings later in life?
Yeah, I just reconnected with my twin.
Are you serious?
Nope.
You had me so convinced.
But you were so casual
sounded-
about that. Have you guys ever found old siblings?
Yeah, well,
around?
it happens though.
No. Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have?
For
Definitely.
real?
That's why I'm not. That's
Oh,
why I'm
man,
like
I'm
surprised.
sorry.
No, but you sounded like Bill Murray in Stripes right there when you said that.
I've been doing this today, by the way. This is my voice. Today I'm doing this voice today.
There's nothing wrong with that
I'm
voice.
doing this voice a lot. I don't know why.
That voice.
It is Bill Murray like Stripes Caddyshack.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
with a slight
Caddyshack. Yeah.
seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hold on. We can't just
Yes.
gloss over this.
Right.
You've found siblings like, oh, there's a $20 bill in this pocket, and my sister.
yeah, well, this is me foreshadowing in this podcast. Ooh. Earlier to Avery, I said I grew up without a father.
Yeah.
Well, who did I meet a couple years ago for the first time?
You're a real dad.
But my biological father.
Wow.
Which, by the way, was exactly a year before my son was born. So it's kind of like this coincidences, yes, but still.
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean? Just because it's kind of like meeting this dude shifted something that I was afraid of, I wasn't afraid of. Or I had felt like I was connected to something again that was missing. I mean, it's as simple as like I found my dad. Yeah. Even if I don't know him, I immediately saw a man who I kind of look like.
Did you seek him out? What happened?
Yeah, I sought him out. I decided to make a documentary about it because I had to force myself.
Yeah.
Had to have people who were paying me money going, "Where's our thing?" to force myself
To do it.
into
Like, I'm
doing
trying to
something
find
like
my
this.
dad. Also,
Yeah.
this pizza's delicious.
It is pizza. It's delicious.
I
Exactly.
guess I'm contractually
obligated to find my dad. That's exactly what I had to say to myself in the mirror many times, Sandy. But
Is it out?
oh yeah, it's out there.
Oh my god, I haven't seen it.
If you have Amazon Prime, it's called Fatherless. It's out there. It's only less than an hour long.
I'll be
actually.
watching
That's as
it
long as I can
tonight.
watch.
44 minutes. Text me afterwards.
I will.
Let me know what you think.
We will.
But I found this dude, and so, even if you've seen the documentary, like just me having him in my life, like knowing him, like having a child, feeling like I'm ready to be a father. Because that was another thing I was talking about. Not having a dad means I didn't have even a model. Like, it wasn't in my brain to be a dad. Like, it's just not even like, oh, I'll be a bad dad or I'll be a good dad. It's like being a dad was just this abstract concept.
Right.
So it's kind of like having it happen after I met him, where it's like, because, honestly, he kind of wanted to be my dad, as simple as that is.
After you met or the whole time?
After we met. I mean, he was young, I think. My mom and him were really young. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. He ran. Not me forgiving him, but I understand it. Mm-hmm. Being a parent, as we all know, is super hard. And if you're 21 and afraid of your dad, so you might try some weird stuff that isn't going to work in the long run, but gives you that immediate satisfaction not having to deal with something. So later in life, I find him and I'm his firstborn, right? But he's had other kids.
Fun.
So I have a new sister
Whoa.
who's 6 months younger than me.
6 months?
Because our moms were pregnant at the same time, Avery. That's how that works.
Your dad was fucking.
Your
He
dad.
was.
Did
'cause
he have
was
a wagon?
Very confused. A confused young man. Then he has 2 sons with a different woman. After that marriage didn't work out to the woman he chose over my mother, right? Then he went to war. Went to join the military, which was kind of seemed inevitable because it came from a military family. And then came back, drove a truck, he said, around the country, around Canada, because he couldn't be around people. Then he met someone, got married, had 2 kids, didn't work out.
Whoa.
Exactly. So he's kind of...
How'd you get all this in 44 minutes?
I didn't. This is all stuff that I have learned as I've gotten to know him.
Cutting room floor, baby.
Yeah. No, we never got any of that into the... This is all
Let's
stuff
leave
that
out
happened...
the part where the kids, you find
years
the kids
after.
in Canada.
Yeah, the whole documentary is just about me kind of looking for him and searching for him, kind of exploring that idea, I guess you could say.
Sorry to cut you off. So
You guys are slack-jawed, right?
Well,
Just
it's an unbelievable
your,
story.
Your mouths are like, whoa.
I'm just trying to do the math. Like, all right, there was you, then there's 6
Yeah.
months, and then there's 2 more.
So how many
5
siblings
more?
you have?
5 kids, 4 women.
Wow.
Well, I
Is
have...
your dad Sean Kemp?
Does
is-
he have a massive...
No. See, the Lakers beat the Supersonics. 5 kids by 4 women. That's how my dad did it. So I have those 4 siblings, and then I have my 2 sisters that are my mom's daughters, besides myself, that I grew up with.
The younger ones.
The younger ones that are 13 years younger than me. So I have 6 siblings now.
Now, are you
Christmas
close with
must
them?
be weird.
Are you close with them?
My father?
No, your siblings.
Well, my 2 little sisters that I grew up with, I'm close with, yes. One lives in Vegas, which is where I mostly grew up after New Mexico, Las Vegas, Nevada. And she lives, it's like my mom, her, my niece, which is her daughter, and my stepfather. And then my other sister got married and moved to Japan because military.
This is an unbelievable situation.
So now she's in Okinawa with her Marine husband.
Right.
Have you been to Japan?
No, me? I want to go.
It's awesome.
Definitely. You've been?
Oh yeah,
It's pretty cool.
Hell yes.
I went once and I did a show there, and it was incredible.
Where'd you do
I
a show?
didn't even intend. I was just there on vacation, and it happened to be when Hannibal was there, and Eric Andre, and Byron Bowers, Jade Catapretta, and Nick Rutherford. They were all there.
What? They all were there doing shows?
They were all there on vacation, and Hannibal had set up a show to pay for the vacation. And so I got to hop on and do like 10 minutes, and it was incredible. It's surreal. No English there at all. And then you're just in this little bar packed to the gills with expats.
Yeah. I
bet.
I was wondering if it was all Americans or what.
Yeah,
bet they
it's
are.
Americans and Europeans, Australians, all that.
Oh,
They're just
wow.
dying for content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. American content, essentially.
An agent just needs to go there and set up one room, and it'll be crazy.
Well, the thing is, I've done stand-up in Korea.
Oh, wow.
But not Japan.
North Korea, right?
Yes, I did it right in the DMZ.
Wow.
It was called Live from the DMZ on TMZ. That's what it was called. It was me, Run DMC.
Okay.
MCD.
Yeah.
TLC,
TLC.
Yeah.
MCA.
Yeah.
SZA,
SZA. MIA.
All right.
BBC. BBC.
BBC, British
BBC,
Broadcasting, or
the BBC.
the porn BBC.
Both of them were there.
And it was set up by CAA.
And it was set up by CAA.
Right.
In the LBC. So anyway, this just was so. Did we say all the letters? I think so.
I think so, yeah.
we got all of them.
I think people heard that bit and caught some ZZZs. Right? It got boring at the end. So anyway, Korea. It was like, well, the thing about South Korea, of course. It was Seoul. It was super bad. But a bunch of English teachers there. That's the thing. Like, there's something about the Korean school system. They want all their kids to learn English, and they want them to learn it from like native speakers,
Right.
Americans preferably. So there's a buttload of Americans, Canadians, Australians, Irish, Brits, South Africans, that like English speakers that are there that are paid to be teachers at all these schools. And then 2 Canadians and an American walked into a bar in a neighborhood that's called English Town in Seoul.
Wow.
And started an open mic.
A little on the nose.
I know it is little on the started open mic. All these English speakers were like, "What, stand-up comedy in Korea?" and started going, and then grew
But
and
it's
grew
open
and grew.
mic. We got nothing else. Yeah, but they're open micers. Do we have
Yes.
to?
They wanted to go, man. It was like comedy in the 80s. It was like that movie Punchline. They had lockers downstairs. One was dressed as a nun. Another one was Sally Field.
Oh, wow. Career, I guess, took a turn.
Barry Sobel was there.
Barry Sobel was there. He didn't have time for premises, just punchlines. Ping pong balls. I thought you said King Kong's balls. That's actually in the movie. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. I'm impressed that you remember a line from Punchline.
I remember I've seen that movie a couple times because I wanted to be a stand-up when I was younger. I
How
just
old were you
didn't
when
know that.
How old were you when you realized?
Well, we were talking about SNL. We're talking about the Eddie Murphy years, who's a comedian.
I've heard of
I
him.
loved Richard Pryor. I thought Richard Pryor was a cast member on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, okay.
He was on it quite a bit.
Yeah, well, that's back when they only had like 6 hosts that they
Right.
had over and over and over and over again. And Pryor was like the guy to get.
Yeah.
And clearly, it was like Pryor and Steve Martin. I was always like, who are these guys? Why are they in every episode?
The hotel episodes.
The Hotel.
The whole sketch.
Which one? You say the Hotep?
The hotel, and he's, or is it the store? What's the one where they're like going back with
Chevy Chase.
Wait, which one? Who's
Yeah,
which sketch?
Avery, which
I
one?
can't say
Which
it.
sketch are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about Richard Pryor and Chevy Chase?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa! The interview, job interview.
Job
Yes.
interview. Job interview.
And that's a
Couldn't
great,
come close to doing that now.
No.
I'm very triggered just that you mentioned it.
No,
I mean, but
it's-
that's how dangerous
Yeah.
Pryor was. You know,
Imagine doing that on